Wumble, that's you.
Wumble had a connection issue. Well, welcome
Wumble
to
had a connection
SkepticTV.
issue. Well, anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to the Rapture. We have rolling reports coming in that the world has been ending.
That little bit easier.
God damn it. Okay.
What a wonderful start to the apocalypse.
Yeah, we're having technical difficulties as you might as well imagine, since the end of the world is upon us. So we have rolling reports. Apparently, the true Puka was raptured. That's one that was unexpected. I think we should just take this kind of as a draft. It's like, so the Christians took Venom Fang X. Big surprise. Not a big surprise there in the first round. So yeah, who else has heard about the end of the world coming, and who else is missing? Any one of y'all have missing loved ones?
Nope.
Not as far as I know. I did get a call a few minutes ago from my mum saying make sure you've got clean underwear on just in case. But I told her that we sinners have to wait till October, so it doesn't really matter for now.
Well, I'm not that afraid because I hear the Rapture can't open doors. So unless Jurassic Park is right, and it can, I think we're safe.
Isn't that vampires though?
No, I think
you have to let it in your house.
I think it's raptures.
Especially
the Velociraptor kind.
I dated a rapture once.
I must admit,
Are we on yet?
there is one thing guaranteed. If people start disappearing around me, I will not have clean underwear.
So we have a Womble joining us. She's a little bit late because she had connection problems.
There was some bright lightness. I don't know whether or not it was an attempt at rapturing going on. I'm still a little unsure.
An attempt at rapture.
I'm just tying myself to my bed just to make sure.
Hold on, guys. For some
Keep
reason,
your private life private, all right?
I'm hitting the ceiling. Wait! Ow! 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 The fan! Ow! The fan! Ow! The fan's in the way.
Turn off the fan and use the cord to connect yourself to the computer desk. And why the hell are they letting you up in there? You're a dirty cigar smoking atheist.
He made me confused from my dad. He's like, "You have the wrong Lewis. You have the wrong Lewis." You'd think God would know these things.
I was going to be introduced.
God's only human.
I know. I was going to be introducing the show, and that what we want to do is, if you know anyone that might have been raptured, and we're going to try and do a roll call of the missing, and particularly if anyone has any eyewitness accounts of people being raptured, we want to know. We need to know if you've seen anything. No, it's all legit. If you think you know of a rapture, yes, you said that out loud. The more of a rapture you think you've seen, you've got to let us know.
Well, there go my neighbors.
And if you're missing, you have to make sure to tell us.
I should just explain. We've been saying this off air, but apparently it's due at 6 p.m. in your time zone. So yes, and I think it actually doesn't compensate with daylight savings. So we're particularly interested. We've only just really passed through what is due to be the rapture in the UK, but particularly anybody listening in Australia, for whom it was several hours ago, do call in because we do want to hear from you.
Because we need to try and build up an idea of how much of just a problem we might have with important people missing. Last thing you want is your bank man is missing.
Right now it's 5 in the morning in Australia, so I'm sure chaos is ensuing, so I don't think we're going to be getting any calls from them, sadly.
Yeah, but do you honestly think you would get a good night's sleep after the rapture? I reckon they're all
No, but that's why I don't think we're probably not going to get any viewers, because everyone's like, oh shit, and there's like looting going on everywhere and massive.
I've got my petrol bombs ready for my post-rapture looting escapades a bit later on today.
Basically, the petrol bombs are staying with you whether you're going to hell or not.
Someone's just asked if we can organise people to check for the usual suspects of Nephi and Shock and the likes, whether or not they've been raptured, because obviously that will increase our celebration. And I fancy Shock of Gods bike. I've bagged you Shock of God's bike
What
right
do you
now.
re-
on the
Do you
show.
know what really would suck if the rapture wasn't true and we're still stuck with these idiots on Earth?
Shit. Do you
You
have
know-
to
Don't,
steal
e-
it,
don't even
Bills?
joke about that, man. That's
You know
not
what
cool.
would be worse if the rapture is true. Somehow I got taken, and I have to spend the rest of eternity with those fucking people.
No. The most poetic thing is, as I've mentioned when we were talking in the run-up to the show, is actually God looks down, he sees the people that have been decent and nice to their neighbours, so he takes them and leaves all the assholes behind. So that means a lot of atheists and skeptic types might end up getting taken, and all the creationists get left behind.
Bearing in mind that Shock of God was people atheist pieces of shit, and the stigma then
Exactly.
says things like "fuck you" and "fuck your family," and NephilimFree offers death threats and things. I think we'd probably have a better chance of going to heaven.
NephilimFree is also an alcoholic, so
Yeah.
True.
Although a lot
Well,
of
he
people
wouldn't
in
go
the Bible
for
are
that
always
job.
getting drunk, so I don't honestly see why Christians should be worried about alcohol.
Well, you forget one thing. The main criteria to get into heaven is to believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Saviour.
And
So
you have to
regardless
have
if you're a
alcoholic blood.
stupid douchebag, as long as you believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Saviour, you get in.
some people said that Venom Fang X won't get raptured because of the whole stealing from the little kids hospital thing, but I actually hope he does, and I hope those little kids get raptured too, just so they can beat the shit out of him for the rest of
Yes.
They could just beat shit out of him on their way up.
that.
Actually, one thing that I found like a bit arrogant is I've been playing the Left Behind games, and they have this. You know,
Why?
this rapture idea. They have this pre-tribulation idea where all the Christians get raptured before the shit happens, and world just dives into chaos when all the Christians are removed. Like infrastructure just crumbles within an hours, and plane crashes everywhere. It's like, are you telling me that if all creationists were removed from the earth, society would go to standstill? I'm like, fuck no, that wouldn't happen.
No, completely not. Here's a point, because I joined just after you guys would have gone live. Have we actually done introductions yet? Because, you know, they know most of the
Nope.
regulars' voices.
No, that's the
So-
host's job.
Yeah. You know,
Don't need-
I
Then
had
again,
my-
normally the host appears on time, don't they? So
I was here before you. My internet was getting funny. I had
I was
possible
here
back
before
issues.
you.
Yes, technically I'm supposed to be hosting, but I can't help it if my network decides to have a
so
history.
you're a non-technical technical host with technical problems.
No, my internet was a blur. The show runs, thank you, with the thanks to the tech guy who is the awesome Colin. And we have with us Yoshimo. We've got Sound of Silence. We have NephilimFree.
God
have-
damn it.
We have Dutch Liam.
Oh
We have Blue Juggernaut. We've got Tilson. And for the first time ever, we've got Falchion49, who's going to give us a great big fuck you.
What do you mean the first time ever?
It's the first time you've ever been on the show.
No, it isn't.
Just
Really?
say fuck you.
Just
No.
say fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway,
Okay.
We're getting reports that Sydney, Australia is overrun with zombies.
Oh,
What?
God
Really?
damn it.
Can we need some evidence to substantiate
what's new about that? I mean, have you ever been to Sydney, Australia?
Nope.
It's overrun with zombies anyway.
And society should be
tell?
fine.
As I know, the Conservatives are in power, so of course zombies are alive there because they voted for them.
Ironically, the town of Christchurch, New Zealand is completely untouched by the rapture.
Christchurch, New Zealand.
I'm
It's one
actually
of the major
looking at
cities.
the current earthquake reports from tsunami.go.uk.
Guys, I just want to say I've got a good window-side view of Bangor, and I can see the graveyard quite clearly. So I'll keep you up to date whether
And?
the zombies start rising. Nothing as of yet, but I'm going to give it a bit of time.
Okay, if you see any...
It's,
Well,
it's a bit
Um,
windy outside. It's a bit
I'm sitting-
grey.
I'm sitting by my window, and I can see some of my
I just
neighbors
thought what I
floating
would
away.
do is...
Yeah.
Silence!
I'm just sort of... I've got an app on my iPhone that allows me to see what sort of earthquake activity we've got. And I'm looking at that, and we've had a couple of earthquakes in Puerto Rico region, about 4.5 and 4.6 on the Richter scale, about 40 minutes ago, but I don't know whether or not that's enough to count as any kind of doomsday thing.
Womble's putting the app into Rapture.
Well,
Winderside,
I'm looking.
It was so bad a pun that people didn't even
Yes.
groan.
Winderside
Wow.
report it's getting pretty windy out there. It's actually quite windy out there, and it's very grey. If anyone is going to get raptured, they better watch out for wind turbines in close
Well,
buildings. 'cause
I guess that all the Christians, the fundamentalists who say that Catholics aren't real Christian, are wrong because there go my Catholic neighbors.
Ooh.
No,
That
they're taking my hot neighbor. No, don't take her. I wanted to fuck her before she left.
Okay, make
What
sure
gets
you
me
get
is
a
we
good
haven't
deodorant
actually heard
naked
any
body.
airline pilots turning around saying they're suddenly actually having to dodge people on the way up.
That would be quite disturbing.
Oh my god, I just got a mental image of like an old grandma getting sucked into a turbine.
Shoot out the other end.
Well,
good. We got a good
Well,
point
actually,
from.
think about it, that'd be a good idea because what you do is hang on to the end and then it flings you up into the air.
Got a
That way,
good point
keep-
from King Liam Idas. When you get earthquakes in Wales, then you want to be worried.
Liam?
King Liam. It's
There
on
are-
chat. It's
there
on
are
chat.
earthquakes in Wales,
Skeptic
aren't
TV. But if we do get an earthquake up here in Wales, I'll be sure to tell you about it. Nothing as of yet.
Well, we've
Well,
just
I
had
have-
in the northern
My
mid-Atlantic.
Rapture app should help hopefully give us a little bit of a clue as to whether or not we've got anything going on around the world. Earthquake rise.
If anything happens around the world, we'll be the first to report it to you.
Yes.
We're the most reliable news source on the internet at the moment.
Well, I have my bottle caps and my pellet gun ready, so I'm ready for this apocalypse.
Excellent. I've got a sword and a variety of jitsu weapons kicking about the house.
I
Really?
personally don't have any swords, but I'm surrounded by the special forces, gangsters, and a Viking museum, so I'm pretty covered.
Good,
Wait,
good.
you said-
I've got my LARP armor.
Lewis, did you say you had a pelican ready?
No, a pellet
Pellet
gun.
Pellet gun and bottle caps, because if
Using a pelican as an
anyone's a
offensive
connoisseur of the
weapon.
post-apocalyptic world scenario, we all know that, as in Fallout, caps are going to be the biggest money source ever. So you've got to hoard your bottle caps.
So thank
Lewis is gonna
God.
cap some ass.
I already actually, this is true. I have a bottle cap collection.
Oh, you're
I-
set, man.
I'm
You're going to be
so
one of the
set.
richest people in
That's
the
pretty gay.
post-apocalyptic world. Well, you are talking to Sound of Silence, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, thank you, Lewis. Thank you.
I always
Well-
wanted a pelican in case of apocalypse.
Blue should probably have just a shitload of bottle caps. I mean, unless you just have a tap on hand.
I wouldn't
Blue,
be
how many bottle
surprised.
caps do you have?
Wait,
No.
wait.
I have about 9,000.
Okay, what is a homemade washing powder bomb?
I should imagine
I'm
it's,
not sure.
I should imagine it's a homemade bomb made with washing powder,
Yeah, that does
Yeah.
spring to mind.
Pretty much.
rather than a bomb made from homemade washing powder.
So did you guys hear about this miracle that God performed before the rapture? Apparently some paralyzed guy can stand up again. thanks
Really? Is he going to
Yeah.
get raptured first?
to- Maybe.
I don't
He was faking it.
know.
Yeah. Apparently a guy who was in a car accident in '06 who was paralyzed from the chest down now can walk on his with some help, but yeah. That's
I guess
Could
he
this be
sucked
one of those
some
miracles that
embryos.
actually owes quite a bit to medical science?
Yeah, no
That
doubt
may
it was
be,
God that
possibly.
cured him. What I will say, the great thing about this is to kind of contrast it with faith healing. We actually have records that this man was disabled and couldn't walk. We have his medical records from before, whereas a lot of the faith healings that you see, it's a sort of some old granny who's been wheeled out from the house and claims that she can't walk, but nobody actually has any reference of this. So do we think, well, we think this is a fairly convincing story. Who reported on it? Live
Oh.
Science.
I have no idea.
Do we know
If
if they're a
Steve-
trusted source?
If Stephen Hawking started walking, I would find that more convincing. But that's
I
not.
reckon he can.
I think
Even
if
better if
Stephen
he claims to
Hawking
have
got
been-
his movement, the first thing he would do is stand up and bitch slap a creationist.
Kirk Cameron.
I reckon he can walk. I reckon it's just that he does so much thinking that all his energy is taken up in that.
He's kind of like Professor Xavier, Professor Xavier in the comics. If he turns off his super mind abilities. Apparently, he can supposedly walk. He's actually paralyzed because I don't know, his mind powers are so great that he has to sacrifice his legs or something. I don't know, but
No, what
I
it
think
is
that's Stephen Hawking.
The term you were thinking. The term you were thinking
of.
of was psychic powers, Lewis.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with Professor Xavier, this is when I go geeky. It's not that his mental ability just means he can't use his legs. I think he genuinely is crippled because he's got a twin that had no higher mental functions. That when he was off at the end of X-Men 2, or no 3. Yeah, it was 3. It was his twin that was in the hospital. You know, the one which they showed you earlier on with Dr. Maurice Stewart.
After the credits.
And the Easter egg at the end of the credits. The voice you hear is Patrick Stewart's voice, and it's like a Moira. He's asking the name, and it's basically Charles Xavier's twin, and his mind is just downloaded into the twin.
My God.
I should say, actually, I am in Cambridge at the moment, so if I do see Stephen Hawking walking, then I will be... Stephen Hawking walking, then I will be telling you as soon as possible.
That was awkward.
I was going to say breakdancing, but that'd be less convincing. You could have just had a high-speed accident.
Oh, the disability jokes have already started. But I think
no one on here is allowed to do that except me.
What do you mean?
I'm spazzy in the head. I'm officially disabled.
You're not,
so am I.
Physical disability, though.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, Falcon's
you are
only got
little
one
one-eyed
eye.
hopalong.
Exactly.
Yeah, I forgot
Look at
about
the eye
that.
patches for fun.
According to the U.S. government, I could collect disability.
But I should
Yeah,
say,
but yours is only temporary.
if we do see Stephen Hawking walking, then it probably is going to be a miracle.
Wait, what could you collect disability for, Yoshimo?
Asperger's.
You can collect disability for that?
The fact that Hawking has lived so long is a miracle by itself. They only thought he would live like 10 years after he got his diagnosis, and he's lived like 40 years beyond that point.
Because he's super famous. But is it? Do you guys?
The more famous you are, the longer you'll live.
Well, look at Christopher Reeve. I mean, but think about it this way. Do you think?
I should say that he wasn't that able-bodied originally. That he really did have superpowers, Lewis. You do realise that?
Yes, I know that. But I'm saying, do you guys think that Stephen Hawking would be as famous if he did not have the computer voice? I don't think so.
I think he will.
Hey, can do a brilliant Stephen Hawking impression, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that I've got software on my computer that makes it speak.
Hey, go for it, Womble. Let's have special guest Stephen Hawking.
I've got to set that up, and I haven't got any text ready. I'll try and do it for later on in the show.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually do think he would be as famous.
I think it kind of is that he's the next Albert Einstein, in that Albert Einstein really played up to the mad scientist appeal with the kind of the mad hair and the
sticking his tongue out.
I think, although Stephen Hawking obviously isn't deliberately drumming up his computer voice, but I think that's part of what has made him so famous is this.
Isn't there computer software so that his computer voice is more realistic and not as computery? I mean, I think
actually it broke down I think 4 years ago, and they asked him if he wanted to have it replaced, but he wanted that same voice because he identifies that voice with himself.
Yeah.
You know that you can download John Cleese to do your sat nav, though. I think you should have had John Cleese's voice instead.
Well, recently
you should have had a sex change and had GLaDOS's voice.
Brian Blessed.
Oh, Brian Blessed. Wouldn't matter, describing black hole theories with Brian Blessed voice.
I would do my Brian Blessed impression, but I can't honestly think of anything that he would... It sounds wrong, him talking...
Gordon's alive!
Fuzzy black holes have no hair! Anyway, I'm going to have to go because it's my wedding anniversary. I am actually now leaping off to go to dinner with my good lady wife.
Congratulations, dude.
Well, thank you. It's 6 years today, and just think about it. I wouldn't have got that for manslaughter, would I? Anyway, Pete, like I say, I'm going to have to swoop off, so I shall talk to you in the very near future.
Well,
Have fun consummating your marriage while a bunch of naked people float into the sky.
That reminds me of a story that I saw yesterday, where a man and his wife were visiting Jerusalem, and his wife died while they were over there, and he could pay $5,000 to bring her back to America, or he could pay $150 and have her buried there, and he decided to pay the $5,000 to bring her back. And when he was asked, why did you pay $5,000 to bring her back to the United States when you could have just buried her there for $150? Like, about 2,000 years ago, someone was buried here, and 3 days later they rose from the dead. That's a risk I'm not willing to take.
That's how it's called.
I secured myself to my bed. I've now tied the bed to 7 bits of furniture in my bedroom. I am not going to be raptured.
I'm hiding behind 7
people
proxies.
don't take their clothes with them, it would seem, then I don't think you're tying yourself to your bed's going to help. Just makes it a bit sexier.
There's been a lot of talks about Rapture pranks. One of them is to, like I mentioned to you guys earlier when we were off the air, is to take a bunch of sex dolls and fill them with helium and have them float up to the heavens that way, just to scare the shit out of people there. Another one is just leaving a pair of shoes out with some dry ice in them, so it looks like you got raptured and all that was left behind are your smoldering shoes. And the other one is just to take some bits of some clothing that you don't use anymore and just leave those strewn about.
That's called spontaneous combustion.
So it looks like people have been just been raptured and their clothes got left behind and everything.
The sad thing about those jokes are that no one in Denmark would ever get them because no one really cares about the rapture or even fucking knows what the rapture's on about. We got like one piece of news on one of our news stations, like, oh, some weird crazy people in America believes the end of the world is near, and that's it basically. But everywhere else, like, whoa, the big crazy people, we're making a lot of fun of it. We're Denmark, like,
well, you see, that's why.
In Denmark, it's not considered odd to find a pair of smouldering shoes on the pavement. So,
but you see, that's why living in America has its benefits. I mean, we Americans here Americans tend to be so dumb that they can be messed with, and that's very amusing for us smart ones.
That's how Scientology started.
Yeah, pretty much. There's also
ironically, it seems that Tom Cruise has been raptured.
Oh my god, I hope Lofro in chat, he said he wants to live in Denmark and he wants to move to Amsterdam. I hope he's aware that Amsterdam is not located in Denmark.
That is true.
I hope so, or else I'd fucking
do you mean the Netherlands, law whore?
Shit.
Oh my god, another one.
Copenhagen.
Oh, fucking hell.
Is he mixing up Denmark with the Netherlands?
Oh, I hate that. In particular, I hate the Dutch and Danish mix-up. Oh, what? You're Danish? Oh, yes, I am. What? Can you speak Dutch?
So, Colin, if you computer wizard, if you'd be so kind as to put this picture up. There's something that some of my friends told me to print out and slip under doors. It's a celestial rapture service sheet, kind of like the thing that UPS leaves you when they tried to drop off a package and you weren't at home. So it says, we attempted to ascend a certain number of souls from this household. We could not collect your soul because of the following reasons. Lamb's blood was painted on the door. We saw that you did that one. We saw what you did that one time. We will try again before, during, or after the following part of tribulation: the locust, the zombies, rise of the Antichrist, giant wolf swallows the sun, destructor from Chosen, Justin Bieber sheds his human form and begins to feed. In your absence, the salvation was granted to your pet, a hobo, an immigrant, a Buddhist, that guy you hate, or a gay couple.
Wait, is this gone up? Hang on, I was busy doing some stuff.
Have you guys found the there's a website which has got live streaming videos to every major city in the country, I'm currently looking at Sydney, Australia.
Is there signs of looting there? Please say that you've got to let us know. Are the buildings being burnt
There's
out yet?
buildings burning and...
No, it's currently night time over there. Everything looks normal. I
Are
can't
there
see
any clothes on the floor?
It's night time. I can't really see. I can't really see any cars though.
Well, from what I understand, Womble, there could be clothes on the floor, but that's just because, from what I understand, Sydney is a giant orgy.
I'm going to look at London. I think it should have Raptured already. Do you want a link to this website?
Yeah, that'd be good. I'm just thinking though, we don't know because didn't we change calendar a few centuries back and we introduced the Gregorian calendar system? So we don't know whether or not it's actually going to be happening right now. We might have missed the time slightly.
I'm sure Mr. Camping would have taken that into account.
Link is posted in Skype.
His math is so incredibly sound. I mean,
if Bishop Usher could get the creation of the world down to the date and the time of the morning, I'm sure that a little thing like the Rapture would be child's play.
I mean, the funny thing is, if you look at the reasoning behind why he chose today of all days, it is the most crazy form of mental gymnastics I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, you're talking about a fundamentalist Christian. It's all crazy mental
yes, I know,
gymnastics.
But listen, this is how we arrived at May 21st. The number he got it by this. First, a little background. The number 5 equals atonement. The number 10 equals completeness, and the number 17 equals heaven. Christ is said to have hung on the cross April 1st, 33 A.D. The time between April 1st, 33 A.D. and April 1st, 2011 is 1,978 years. If 1,978 is multiplied by 365.2422 days, which is the number of days in a solar year, the result is 722,449. The time between April 1st and May 21st is 51 days. 51 added to 722,449 is 722,500. 5 times 10 times 17 squared is also 722,500.
I lost that halfway through.
It just sounds like bullshit, doesn't it?
Yes.
No, that's solid science.
I've got my eyes on Jerusalem at the moment. Jerusalem looks normal.
This just in, Tom Cruise wasn't really raptured. He was just abducted by aliens. Sorry for the mix-up.
Dad, you see no?
Graveside view, still no zombies rising.
Yeah, I'm actually where I am overlooks a graveyard as well, so I can't see anything.
Well, Harold Camping is 89 years old, and he looks like the crypt keeper.
Maybe
he was predicting. Maybe he's predicting his own rapture, because maybe he's going to die today or something.
That'd be ironic, wouldn't it?
Well, guys, I gotta be off.
He looks old enough to be ready to die today.
Goodbye, Yoshimo.
I'm going to be going in just a little while, but yes, goodbye, Yoshimo.
Bye. See you all. Happy apocalypse.
I could have a look at Moscow.
Eclipse.
What I'll be interested to know is whether or not any of Camping's followers will deconvert either from Christianity, which is unlikely, or at least from his particular bizarre strain of Christianity. Of course, we won't hear about whether or not anybody does, but do we think people will?
Most likely not. As Prof. MTH also pointed out in his latest video, and from the books I've read about the subject, a particular one book that's called Have a Nice Doomsday, a lot of these Christian denominations have predicted the end of the world, and when these predictions have found out to be false, everyone around the cult laughs at them, but the people inside the cult actually don't really get disillusionized. They're still kept within the delusion. As I recall, the Pentecostal church actually founded in that manner, that it wasn't a failed prediction, they just kept going.
I really don't understand that. You know, it must be a tremendous mental strain going through something like that if you genuinely believe that it is going to be. Judgment Day, and then to suddenly come out the other side and think, oh, it was a mistake, never mind.
I don't understand all this stories and shit that I see on the news. Like, I see this one guy who spent his entire life savings, $140,000, to try to warn people about the rapture, and he's fucked now. So I have no sympathy for people like that. That's what you get for believing in stupid bullshit.
Well, possibly, but he's at least tried to. I can understand that he was doing it out of concern for people. It's the likes of this camping guy. I've just been chatting with someone on Skype, and he's apparently made 18 million out of his prediction for the rapture being today.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, it's got a good business to be in. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same principle on which Scientology operates. Either you pay us for this operation, or you'll have aliens in your bloodstream controlling what you think. It's a great way of making money.
What time is it in New York? What time is it in New York?
3:30.
3:30. So 2.5 hours left for New York.
Shame we just left She's in Michigan on the same time zone. We should have asked whether or not he was worried.
Well, I'm watching. I just looked at London. It looks pretty normal. New York, there are a bunch of people walking down the street looking not too bothered about the coming end of the world. Everything looks normal. Bit windy outside up here in Bangor.
I don't know how you guys are so calm. My neighbors are all floating. What the fuck?
I thought the rapture wasn't due to happen there for a good few hours yet.
I don't know. Maybe they're high as. Maybe I'm high as fuck.
What I think is that that he thinks that happens at 6 his time and at the same time all over the world. In which case, what time is it where he lives? Harold Camping.
It's 12:30 right now. He lives.
What? Where he lives?
Yes, he lives in Oakland, California, the shithole of America.
So, if that's the case, then we've got about 5.5 hours.
Yeah, probably.
So the world should probably end.
So I can untie myself from my bed and the rest of my bedroom furniture.
Well, bearing in mind, Womble, that it's late here. If it has happened at all, then we've not been saved. So I don't think tying yourself to your bed's going to do any good now.
But that's what the guy on the helpline said.
Also, how do you tie? Presumably, you can't tie yourself completely to the bed. You can do maybe one wrist, but not the other one.
No, I tied my feet to the bed.
Yeah.
Ooh, so you're right where I want you then.
I also have a baseball bat next to me just in case any zombies try it on.
Try it.
I've got beer to ease the pain.
So how many bottle caps do you have, Blue? I mean,
I don't have bottle caps. I have bottles.
I'm the one who has the bottle cap collection. Can I just ask, because I missed this, why are bottle caps so useful come the rapture?
It's a Fallout. It's a Fallout reference from the video.
Oh, are they currency?
Yes, they're currency. In the post-apocalyptic world, bottle caps are the form of currency.
So that's one thing they missed out the Left Behind series. They've not used bottle caps.
Have they not just thought about using real money?
Well, it's kind of a curiosity, post-apocalyptic world. Yeah, we're not going to need it. What would the...
Well, yeah, I can understand that the paper money won't last too long, but you can carry on using the other money.
New World Order takes over.
Shuffle it around.
I have a question for you guys. On a more serious note, imagine. I mean, now that sadly that the time has come and passed, imagine what would your honest reaction be if somehow this guy were right?
I'd just be like, oh, he was right.
I think
what now? I'll go down to the shop and buy the last of the pot noodles and enjoy myself while I can.
Don't bullshit me, Blue. You wouldn't be that calm. I'd be like,
I suspect it would.
Come on, British. You got to think British.
It would be pretty terrifying during the actual event, but then I suppose afterwards, No,
I'll just get so drunk that I fall off a bridge or something.
You just be drunk. You would just be drunk for the next 5 months.
But it's like, what?
It's possible.
I suspect though, if you did get really drunk and jump off a bridge, then I suspect Satan would go, "Oi, no queue cutting," and push you back up to the real world.
Yeah, there'd be a queue at the bridge. That's a good point, actually. If the rapture did come, wouldn't everyone just kill themselves before anything bad could happen? and like the devil would come and just be really disappointed because there's no one around.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends how much of an effect happens, because you'd be like, there'd be certain things where you might run out, you might be short on manpower, but you can easily train new people up to do the same sort of jobs.
What?
Well, if the rapture did happen, my next 5 months will be filled with binge drinking and raping.
It'd be no different then, will it?
Yeah, it'd be pretty much the same.
There's one thing: if you commit suicide, you condemn yourself in regards of most Christian
technically,
theology.
we're already condemned.
Yeah, exactly. You're already condemned, aren't you?
But I got this idea. What if you go on a suicide mission? Let's say the Antichrist, and then Left Behind comes up, you got his troops and all that shit.
But
what
that's the
if
thing,
you
though.
go on a one-man Rambo mission? Would that count as suicide, or just as a really stupid idea?
According to this Harold Camping guy, there won't be an Antichrist or any of that shit. The world will just end, it will explode or something. I don't know. On October 21st, so it's not like October 21st is when.
That's a week before my birthday. Bloody hell!
Oh.
Oh, it's my 20th birthday.
I'm just about to go, but I'll just share a quick joke that's doing the rounds by email today before I go. With regards...
no jokes, please. No.
I quite like this one.
No.
A lot of people have been asking why the second coming of Christ hasn't happened. It turns out the Catholics have been eating him for so many years that there's nothing left. No.
The amount of laughter for that one is astonishing, I must admit.
The delay is...
Right,
I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh my
I
God.
was muted, but I loved it.
Anyway, so I'll see you guys later. Have fun.
Art,
Thank
you don't get it because you're from Dutchland and you're dumb.
Oh, thank you.
How many?
Thank you very
How
much.
many
Backfired.
How many people
I'm
are
now
left?
reading the blog TV chat.
Me and Arj have a rivalry going because we're both trying to get to Denmark as fast as we can to hook up with this chick.
Oh, no.
And
No, you can
that's
have,
not me. Though
I'm
some
female.
people say that I got long hair. I'm not that chick.
No, you're not the chick.
What are you on about?
Oh, me?
All
I
of you.
I think Julia of Suburbia is afraid now because she's
Can I give a quick update on Holland?
Yeah.
Rapture. It's been like
Please do.
3.5 hours now since 6 p.m. And the only thing missing is a hot chick on my bed. So.
They were never missing, surely.
Lewis, have you stolen Dutch Liam's hot chick?
Have I what?
Stolen Dutch Liam's hot chick? 'Cause he
No,
said-
neither of us have had her yet. We're both fighting over who gets rights to claim her.
No,
the
you can have
the
her.
good old- okay,
You can
cool.
have. I have a new target.
Who is that?
Oh.
Her name is not Heiruka.
Oh,
That's my target. You have to fight me.
Truthful Christian.
Okay, I will.
truthful Christian.
I've been to the Netherlands. It might be that your average height is slightly taller than the Danes, but I'm not afraid of you.
Well, I'm a
Fucking
pacifist.
giants over there.
I'm going to either Australia or to Denmark now that it's the end of the world to find my woman.
No, I'm going to Luxembourg, the cheapest beer going.
God, you're such a
It's
fucking
got nothing
drunk.
to do with cheap women there either.
And lowest taxes, I'll have you know. So Luxembourg for me, I must
Oh, good for you.
low taxes and lots of beer.
Was
I
that a
would
meme?
I would say Andorra. Isn't Andorra cheaper than Luxembourg? Because Andorra has
No. Luxembourg.
Are you
I've looked-
sure? I've been to Andorra. They have no taxes.
Andorra hardly exists. It's like.
And Luxembourg exists.
Have you guys been to Tilsen? Are the Danish YouTubers close there? Like, do you know any of the other ones or?
No, he's not going to be able to get you a date with the Amish.
God damn it!
Haha.
I'm gonna bit of an update now. I'm looking outside the window.
My
It's-
heart's broken.
It's getting a bit windier outside.
Well, you have to talk with Julia of Suburbia. She lives closer to the Amish than I do.
I'm just going to check to see what earthquake activity we've had going on in the last short while. And no, we've just had the 2 Puerto Rico earthquakes, and now an hour ago away.
So the rapture happened only in Puerto Rico. Suits me.
I don't know. Well, actually, the South Sandwich Islands about 19 hours ago had an earthquake 6.5 on the Richter scale.
You say Sandwich Islands?
Yes.
Sandwich Islands?
Yes.
I must go there.
I'm bringing up the map to show you, so I can see roughly
Wait,
where in the world they are.
is that where the Earl of Sandwich is from? I'm guessing.
No, that's actually.
Are they
not
the
far from
Southern
Sydney.
Sandwich Islands? Because they are my favourite part of this.
Yes, they are the South Sandwich Islands. They are
I
in
love
the
those
Atlantic
islands.
Ocean, some distance off from the bottom of South America. Not quite. Kind of, and they're like a midpoint between a triangle of South America, the bottom of Africa, and Antarctica. There's a really
It's basically a rock in the water.
What time would it be around there?
I have no idea. But that was 19 hours ago, so I guess the buildings might have become unstabilised, and that people are now dying and being raptured from being crushed by the buildings.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the pictures of Southern Sandwich Islands, there's no humans there, so they've all been raptured.
Do animals get raptured?
No. Actually, did you hear about that post-rapture pet care service?
Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they must. How much money have they made? They had like
I have no idea, but that's
300 people signed up for it at about £200 average each. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
2 times 3, 6,000.
If the rapture happens,
£60,000. 60,000.
Oh, I like how on their website it says, "Dear fellow Christian, as the Apostle Paul describes in Thessalonians, at some point in the future, Jesus will come in the air, catch up the church from the earth, and then return to heaven with the church. This is known as the rapture, and it will be glorious. But what of our pets? Who will take care of our pets when we're gone? I'm Sharon Moss, and I'd like to help answer that question." So I'm guessing they have a bunch of heathens who will stay behind and take care of these pets?
Essentially, yeah. From what I understand, it's people that have basically signed affidavits to say that they have sinned, they have blasphemed, and they will most certainly not be going
wait.
to heaven.
Here's their plan. This is what will happen for all pets registered with us immediately after the rapture. Our non-Christian administrators will activate our rescue plan. Volunteers will be alerted immediately by email and telephone that they have been activated. Pets will be assigned to our volunteer pet caretakers based upon our location and other factors. Our administrators and volunteer pet caretakers will do whatever it takes to find and rescue your pets. If your pet has a location chip, they'll use that, or they'll go to every location you've registered with us. And if your pets are not at one of these locations, they'll search for your cars as well as stay in contact with the local pet shelters. If they are unable to reach a volunteer caretaker in your area for whatever reason, our administrators will communicate with local animal organizations like the Humane Society to advocate for your pet's rescue and care. Our administrators will stay in touch with our volunteer pet caretakers regarding each and every pet to be sure everything is being done to rescue and care for them.
So these guys are pretty sure that when rapture happens, the infrastructure will just go on as nothing actually happened.
That's right, I update you all. There have been over 3,000 articles already saying the rapture hasn't happened.
Really?
I've gone on Google News and typed in rapture. The first thing that comes up is from the Telegraph in the UK. Rapture, the end was not nigh after all. Below that it says all 3,308 news articles, which are always sort of related to that. So the news is already out there. All the British newspapers anyway have reported that it's not happened. So another unsuccessful rapture by the looks of it.
But what do you think his excuse will be? What type of backpedal would he go for the same thing he said in 1994, saying that he forgot to carry over a number, or would he say it actually happened and was a spiritual rapture?
Everyone's been asking the same questions. We'll have to wait and see by the looks of it. I think I'm not sure if he'll even answer. We'll probably just.
I actually have this idea that he might commit suicide. He's like an old fart.
No. He's Christian, isn't he? He's one of these Bible bashers. They won't commit suicide because they know it's a sin. It's a dirty scene. So,
I think we'll be, even if the Rapture were true, I think we'd be fine, because if the Rapture actually did happen and the craziest of the Christians were gone, I think we would be able to build a colony ship between now and October. Because
we'll go forward. Christ.
Without the Christians hindering our scientific progress, I think we'd be fine.
We'd have a scientific breakthrough, and we would work out how to stop the Rapture using science. That would be ironic, wouldn't it?
Oh my God. Who the fuck is that, Dutch?
What's
I'm
this?
sorry, did I say that out loud? Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, sorry. Ooh, goddamn.
Oh yeah.
Someone's being naughty.
I don't
That's him not being
care.
raptured.
Or what if he just got really closed in and never spoke to the public again? Fuck this, can't be bothered, and just locked himself in a closet for a remainder of his life, which is 3 weeks or so.
Well, has made 18 million off it. He doesn't need to bother with seeing anyone else again, because he's made a load of money from it, and he can
made about $80 million.
I thought it was like 18.
You have to also take in fact that he spent several millions on billboards across the world as well.
With all these problems about, Republicans are always saying, "Oh, I'm spending too much money on things we don't need."
I think that's more than just Republicans, but yeah.
Well, isn't this just an example of, ridiculous spending? How much do you say he spent on these billboards and shit? And how much money went to him?
140. Oh, wait, this guy?
Harold Camping.
The Harold Camping guy? I don't know how much he spent. I'm not entirely sure.
It'll be in the millions.
I heard the Ask an Atheist podcast, the guys in Seattle. They followed this with the countdown to backpedaling for the past 8 months or so. They really like to follow this Harold Camping guy. And they made a rough calculation. They spent at least $25 million in the US alone on billboards for the entire campaign around that area.
That amount of money could have gone to something actually worthwhile.
Yeah.
And yet it hasn't.
Okay.
It's gone to bullshit billboards.
I just read the. I just started reading the chat, so somebody's gonna come and rate me. I'm okay with this.
And not just somebody. It's Heruka.
Yeah, apparently I need to calm down because I went row in chat. Row.
Less of the animal noises, please.
Has anyone,
drunk boy?
Has anyone actually thought of the Muslims? Because when the Rapture did happen, we're going to be stuck here on Earth with 1.5 billion Muslims. Holy crap.
Oh. Well, we'll be
because
fucked.
Muslims, we know that the Muslims are like the bizarro Christians. They have the opposite things. Instead of being lifted up in heavens, they will be burned down in the ground.
Oh.
Do they?
Yes, of course. Why not?
Maybe they've got fear of heights.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd prefer to just stay down on the ground,
They'll turn into mold people.
You.
Yeah, that's the point.
Nasty.
What about the
Crap
Christians?
people. Crap people. Crap people.
What about people in heaven who are afraid of heights? What do they do?
Don't look down.
Actually, Rammstein actually sings about that in their song Engel, like how the people will cling to the stars because they're afraid to fall down.
Yeah, but these people are thinking, I'm sat on a cloud, it's not exactly going to hold me weight for long.
Well, I think the main problem people that are getting raptured should worry about are the ones who, or is what happens when they reach the vacuum of space. That's gonna suck.
These things happen.
Well, it would be kind of fun. It would be a nice indicator if someone's being raptured. Just hear the petrified screams that they were flying higher and higher. Oh yeah, that sounds really
Yeah, as of yet, I haven't seen anyone flying through the air. No Muslims either. So,
I've seen Airplane. Does that count?
No, not really.
No, not quite the same. There's still no more earthquake action. I don't know what's going on with the whether or not there's any volcanoes kicking off.
Can I rapture myself by making a giant catapult and launching myself towards Jesus?
Giant slingshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would partially work. Then gravity would kick in, and you'd be like this giant pancake.
Well, what if you could make a catapult that will throw you faster than the terminal velocity?
Or equal to the terminal velocity, you just end up stood in one place up in the air. That'd be quite funny, wouldn't it? Just constantly circulating the air.
You mean orbiting speed?
Just wondering when you get down.
I just imagine you'd be like a few inches above the air, but you're just like hovering, like.
Help me!
Oh, I'll be like, I can't be bothered with this.
Somebody help me!
You won't be able to do anything about it.
What if someone had a Rapture stall out though? Because you know how you're starting your car and you're like trying to go up a hill and that, and your engine just suddenly cuts out. What happens if someone stored mid-Rapture? Would they just float there forever?
NephilimFree's online. He hasn't been raptured.
I was just about to say.
No! Oh no!
Let's invite him into the call.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike hasn't either.
Cool. See what he thinks about this.
Yeah, hang on, wait. SkepticTV
Actually, wait.
Viewers, thumbs up if you want us to get Neph.
Are we actually going to do this?
Yes.
Right now.
Oh,
need to get
me.
the people.
Yeah,
Our viewers, thumbs up if you want us to bring.
Yeah, thumbs up if you want Nephi. Thumbs down if you don't.
Oh, and people who thumb down will be banned from the chat, by the way.
Actually, no, if you thumb down, I will love you forever.
Someone said do it instead of thumbs up.
Yeah. There's we're on a 4-3.
4, 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up.
Oh, wait a second. Booyah.
Hey.
Oh, fuck you.
Right, let's get him in.
Oh no, I don't feel like being magic today.
But NephilimFree did, after all, plug my website on his channel. On his website. Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Right. Come on, let's do it.
Because I promoted his website as the most stupid shit I've seen online. And he thanked me for that.
Wow.
I'm going to keep quiet though.
Something is happening here. Something is happening. Oh my god. Oh, it's just me opening a bag of chips. So.
Oh, I thought you were pissing yourself. That sounded like you were pissing yourself for a second.
Okay, who's adding him in?
I don't know. When he comes into the call, I'm going to be quiet because I'm Neph repellent. I need Chris to do the same as well. So
okay, I'm going to add him in now.
Okay, I'm going to mute.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to
God, please, Jesus Christ, no.
Let's chant his name. Woo! Nephi.
Nephi. Good dirt.
Hey, there's another Dutchman.
Call.
I took your yap.
Why would you do this to me?
Okay, call him.
Oh no, please don't. No. Oh, he's busy.
Call failed.
Thank you. Maybe
there's a ginger in the room.
No.
He has no soul, so he can't possibly.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Oh, well, try again.
No, it's a sign that God does not want us to. Oh no, fuck, no. Oh.
Hello.
Hello, NephilimFree.
When you're sitting here waiting for the rapture, we were.
What can I do for you?
We're waiting for the rapture. We just want to hear your opinion on the rapture.
Waiting for the rapture, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know when that's going to be.
Have you heard much about it?
I have heard that there are people who claim that rapture is coming soon, or, there's always people like that.
Well, it was supposed to happen at 6 in every time zone, I think. According to this Harold Camping guy.
Well, Harold Camping is deluded then, because the Word of God tells us no man knows the hour in which Christ will return.
Harold Camping also looks like the Crypt Keeper.
The who?
The Crypt Keeper.
I don't know who that is.
Tales, what's it called? What's it called now? The horror show. Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, that was it, Tales from the Crypt.
Still not.
So, anyway, that's my opinion about it, guys.
So you don't believe in the rapture, or you don't believe it'll be any near time soon?
There will be a rapture, just no man can know when it will be.
So is it pre or post-tribulation or mid-tribulation?
I believe pre-tribulation myself.
So you believe the true Christians will be ascended before the earth basically goes to shit?
No, I believe after, but that's my personal opinion.
So, well, the tribulation, isn't that the period where everything just goes to hell, basically?
Yeah, I believe that harsh times will come after before the rapture.
Okay, so it's post-tribulation. So you have a hard time, and then you
post-tribulation rapture, yes.
What would you consider a hard time?
Well,
compared to like past times.
Well, I mean, as the Bible describes it, it tells us that as it was in the days of Noah, so it shall be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man, which means the world will become like the antediluvian world before Christ returns, which means that things which are considered taboo today will become social norms, etc. The world would be a truly wicked place. And we're some time from that, I think. People that believe that Christ is going to be here in 5 or 10 years, I think they're just short-sighted. I personally believe that Christ will not return any sooner than 50 years from now, and possibly as much as 150 years from now.
I think this is a nice point to interrupt a little bit. NephilimFree, it's a pleasure talking to you. I have a question. So you think that the end of times will not take place in your lifetime?
I do not personally believe so, no. That's fine. I don't mind.
Well, I got a question. But the taboo thing, you said things that are considered taboo will consider the norm. But isn't that really based on society? Because what's taboo in Denmark is not really taboo in America. Like, it's taboo to have a YouTube profile in Denmark, whilst it's not really taboo to have it in America.
Yeah, because social norms change slightly from country to country.
Right, exactly.
So how can you really judge what would be taboo before and after such an event?
Is it like a gay marriage sort of thing? Like,
because that's not taboo in the UK. I mean, it's slightly different. They don't have marriage, but there are civil unions that people can now use.
Well, looking at societies today, there are things that they're considered taboo to the general population. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, nobody agrees. I don't think. Well, I won't say nobody. I would say the vast majority of people in the world believe that gosh, I hate to even discuss these things. I think you can imagine the things that I'm referring to.
No, I don't know what you're thinking, so you might
okay.
know.
Okay, well,
we're all adults here. You can explain.
Okay, sex with children, sex with animals. I think these things are pretty much taboo for the vast majority of people in the world, right?
I mean, how would you define that sort of thing? I mean, would you say 15 is underage? Because in the UK, that's underage. And if an adult was to sleep with a 15-year-old person, can you let me finish? They would probably go to jail for it.
Well, I consider somebody...
But back in the medieval times, 15 was considered adult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the legal age for marriage, and I think most places in this world, is 16 with the... at least in the United States, and I think also in some European countries, I believe it's 16 with the consent of parent. 18 without consent, you're considered legally an adult. You can do whatever the heck you like.
Tilson's just said in chat that it's 15 in Denmark.
Is it? Well, that doesn't surprise me.
No, bestiality is also legal in Denmark.
What's wrong with Denmark? Why you say that?
Well, then there you go. See, the world is becoming like the days of Noah already, isn't it?
But
except Noah didn't live.
Yeah, well, that's
wait,
Denmark.
Can I ask a question?
There was no flood.
Nephi, if I may call you that, sir. So you think that allowing gay marriage or young marriage, that these are all signs of our societies becoming corrupt and against God's wishes?
Okay, I'm sorry. Someone asked me a question. Could you please repeat that?
What you were saying is that you were seeing the signs of our societies becoming corrupt and against God's wishes. And a few examples would be gay marriage or underage marriage. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I think so. And other things probably as well. The preaching of evolution theory, the idea that God doesn't exist and didn't create anything.
I don't recall evolution being preached anywhere.
Evolution is a religion, and it is preached, and some of its high priests are people like Richard Dawkins and Michael Shermer, and etc.
Well, you can make that argument, but actually the science of evolution does not argue against God.
No science argues against God.
Indirectly, it does.
No,
because it posits God didn't create anything.
No, if it's arguing against anything, it's arguing against what humans have written down about the Bible.
Please let me finish the statement. Also we can see from the behavior and statements of people who are high priests of evolution, such as Richard Dawkins, who is exceedingly against religion, anti-religion. I think we can see clear relationship between evolutionism and a belief that there is no God.
There's no such thing as evolutionism.
Ma'am, please don't interrupt me. I don't interrupt you, okay? Let's be adults here, okay?
I am an adult. Thank you.
Okay.
We are.
So, as I was saying, I think we see a clear relationship between people who want the world to believe there is no God and the preaching of the evolution religion.
Anyway, tech guy has just reminded us that we're going off topic with the conversation. So I've got a really, really important question. It's really important to myself. And I'm hoping you could give me an answer with this, Neff, or Sugar Britches, as I understand you get called sometimes. Will the rocks get raptured too?
Excuse me.
Will the rocks get raptured too?
Why should anyone believe such a thing?
I don't know. I'm just curious. Yeah, as a geologist, I'd want to make sure that the rocks are safe.
Oh, she's breaking up again.
You really expect me to respond to something?
Probably a more sensible question. Do animals get raptured?
No, we have no reason to believe that. The Word of God doesn't provide any such statement.
But we are animals.
Exactly.
Well, you're talking in
I
a different sense. You know.
I consider man separate from the animal kingdom, but even if we biologically are animal biologically, because for reasons that are obvious. But.
So you don't consider animals to have like a soul, or?
I do believe animals have spirit. Yes, they do have soul.
Any specific, any sort of like limit? Like, do fish have souls? Or?
I believe everything that is, every animal has soul of some kind that God has designed. Some kind of soul.
What happens to that soul after the rapture?
The Bible, the Word of God, does not provide us any knowledge about it that I'm aware of.
Oh, Nephi, if I'm sorry, I'm going to have to call you Nephi. I'm too used to it. But do you think that if animals are infused with some kind of soul, that when they die, they also have a place in some kind of heaven?
It is possible. The Bible tells us that the lion will lay down with the lamb in the kingdom of God. So it can be. It may be that God. I believe that God's creations will be there. The Word of God tells us that God will destroy this earth. The elements themselves will burn up in a fervent fire and a heat, and the sun itself will be destroyed. So will the earth, and God will create a new heaven and a new earth. And and by heaven, it's referring to the atmosphere of the earth. The Bible tells us about 3 heavens: the first being the atmosphere of the earth, the second being outer space, and the third being the abode of God, which is the supernatural realm, I assume. So God will create a new earth, and so if He creates a new earth, I believe that He'll have His creations there. I see no reason why we wouldn't have plants and animals there.
And in your interpretation, basically, heaven exists outside of the known universe.
Well, that heaven, the abode of God, would be something outside of time, space, energy, and matter, I believe.
And that is where our souls would go.
No. The Word of God tells us that God will create a new earth, and that this earth will be the dwelling place of the saved, and God will dwell amongst them. So I personally believe that means Jesus Christ will return to the earth, the new earth, and walk amongst his creations and dwell with us and live with us.
Like the Garden of Eden.
Like in the Garden of Eden, yes, I personally believe that Jesus Christ walked in the Garden of Eden because he called out to Adam. He said, "Adam, where are you?" Not that he didn't know already, just that he was trying to make a point to Adam. You're hiding from me. So he calls out to Adam, "Adam, where are you?" Why would he do that if he was, not in a physical
But
form?
wait, Nephi. I want to continue on where I was going. So God will create a new world, which probably is like the Garden of Eden, but he would walk among the people, but he would still exist outside of it.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
They say that God's pretty much everywhere, don't they? You can take any form and... Yeah.
That's something that man can't truly wrap his mind around. God is beyond our comprehension.
Yeah. I think we've had this discussion before, NephilimFree, the whole Garden of Eden revisited sort of thing, like a new Garden of Eden. Does anyone else have any questions for Neph?
No.
Or does Neph want to bring something up?
I don't have any.
Well, I got one
for Neph.
Yeah, I got one as well. You go.
Neph, can I go first, or do you want to go first?
Well, I just got. Is yours related to the tribulation thing?
Your question is more salient than mine. I'll wait.
Okay, Neff. As I understood with the Rapture tribulation thing, after the tribulation period, you will have this grand battle at Armageddon against the Antichrist and Jesus. And after that, we will have a millennium of peace on this new Earth. But what happens after that millennium? Will the Earth just be obliterated and then everyone goes to heaven?
Yes, the earth will be destroyed, and God will create a new one, wherein the saved will dwell.
For a millennium?
No, for eternity. Christ will reign on the earth for 1,000 years. I think that might be what you're referring to, this millennium.
Okay, so you just reign for 1,000 years, and afterwards, who will reign then?
And after the 1,000 years, then he'll bring a conclusion to this episode of creation, and the earth will be destroyed, and he will create a new heaven and a new earth.
That seems rather redundant, but okay, that's my question.
Didn't someone else have a question?
I was just going to kind of finish off with a positive note. I wanted to ask Nephi if he still plays Counter-Strike, because I look forward to meeting you on Counter-Strike, and I'll play the terrorist, and we can shoot each other.
I rarely play Counter-Strike. I'm not that fond of the game. The machinations, if that's the right word, the way that the character moves and the way that the weapons are selected and whatnot, and I don't find it to be that great of a game, so I rarely play that game.
Do you still play anything online?
I sometimes play. Every once in a while, I'll play the new Counter-Strike. The one uses the
cartoony one.
Quake 2. No, it uses the Half-Life 2 engine, I believe it does.
Source, Counter-Strike Source.
Source, yeah, Counter-Strike Source, that's the one. I play that every now and then. I play Call of Duty 4.
They're all war games. I don't play war games. I'm a pacifist.
Well, Nephi, I got you on Skype now, and next time I'm going to give you a contact, and we could try and kill each other.
Well, I personally have no problem playing first-person shooter games, and being a Christian, I don't think that means that I have tendencies to go out and kill anybody. It's just, a form of entertainment, and I happen to be quite good at it. And I enjoy it as a way of, just self-entertainment. I enjoy it.
I don't like any type of violence, so I don't play those games. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, we're heading screaming off topic, so we need to get this back on topic, kicking and screaming, no matter how.
Still I'm sorry, I'll shut up. But Nephi, it was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you guys for having me. I'll shut up now.
That's all right. You can keep talking if you want. A bit of an update, Windows side. Nothing's happened in Bangor yet. Graves
is this being broadcast on SkepticTV or whatever that is?
Yeah, we just talk about the Rapture. Basically, have a Rapture watch.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, just casual watching people fly away, if any. But it seems like we're going to have a boring Rapture day.
I know. I mean, to be on the safe side, I have tied myself to my bed just to make sure I do not get raptured. There have been no new earthquakes since the Puerto Rico region had one about an hour ago now.
Actually, the major problem is that I'm stuck to the ceiling. I think Yahweh didn't count on ceilings.
You have to keep your windows open.
Okay, so I think shall I thank Neff on behalf of everyone for coming into the call for us?
Sure, I have a question for you.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, sure. If everything evolved and we invented God, as per atheist thinking, what purpose or meaning is there to human life? And should students be taught nihilism in classes of science?
Can I answer this one, please?
Oh, I want to as well.
I'll chip in with this in a second as well.
Okay,
I would like to chime in, but I think the rest take precedence.
I give myself my own meaning. I always try to do my best for other people, as well as trying to do best myself, but I generally put other people first. Now, I don't believe in God, I don't believe any of that stuff. I haven't done at any point in my life, but I always try to do what's best for everyone else, and that's my meaning in life, just to keep things flowing along.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say that your personal saying that you give yourself meaning for life really makes no philosophical statement about there being any meaning to life if evolutionism.
That's what I mean. There is no sort of.
That's what I'm getting at.
There is no.
May I chime in?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, as I say, I agree with Adam on this, with that that we give our lives our own meanings, basically. And I don't think that our state or school system should teach nihilism, like say there is no meaning, but rather you give life the meaning yourself.
Okay, well, what about creatures who are not capable of higher thought, such as a human being? What about a roach or an ant? How do they give themselves?
They don't.
Cockroaches, for example, are innate creatures. They act purely on the present. They don't act on the past. They don't act on past experiences or things like that.
So there can be no meaning for life for such creatures. Is that correct? Per evolutionary thinking, isn't that right?
Depends on what I mean by a meaning of life.
We set ourselves goals.
And if we are products of evolution, how can there be meaning for life? Meaning to life for us, there is none. Isn't that correct?
We can reflect past events to the future events.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's no meaning to life outside of what you personally find for yourself.
I need to cut in on this point. We're starting to really go off topic. We're going to need to wrap this up soon. We said that we would be having a certain topic, and we're really going off topic. I don't like talking over people, but
what meaning to life can there be for mankind? For man as a species, if we evolved, what meaning to life can there be for mankind? See, that's the question, and hasn't been responded to.
People are saying that thank you for the input, Neff, but people are saying that we'd like to move on with the show. So it's our show, and thank you for joining us. And we will probably speak to you again at some point.
Hard questions don't get answered, do they?
No.
If you want,
we have a topic. We're going off topic.
Can I speak? NephilimFree, at some point, if you want to, I'm happy to discuss this with you whenever you want.
Well, it's funny that the atheists have their little talk shows and they never want to do it on camera.
Colin,
or video,
let's
audio.
just get rid of Neff.
Yeah. Try again sometime and be prepared to actually answer questions.
I'd be willing to discuss this with you, Neff. I'd be willing to discuss you.
I don't think there's any reason to be rude to Neff at this point. He asked a question, but it is off topic, Neff, and this is not what they want to talk about in their show.
Yeah.
This is not the topic for the show.
It never is. Whatever question a creationist asks, it never is on topic.
Shit.
That's the game That's the game I find the atheists play with their programs.
Okay, Neff, thank you. We lost the game.
Yeah. Okay, then do that.
He's not going to stay on topic now.
Thank you. Try again.
Okay, we did try to be polite, Neff.
Yeah, try again.
No, you try again.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I enjoyed it. I'll do it again next time. Let's try to actually respond to each other's questions instead of just being asked questions.
Please, can we just
have the creationist do nothing
walk from the call
answer.
right now if we don't drop him.
That would be more correct.
Thank you, Colin. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. Although we have peeped up a bit with the viewers.
Fuck whoever suggested bringing him into the call.
It didn't go how I thought it would.
Sorry.
That's okay.
For people.
Properly for Bit joining in and having a few
I got to say, Womble, you got a bit carried away, Womble.
Did I? I wasn't going to let him try and take over the show.
I was going to suggest to him I might do a blog TV next week, and if you come along to that, but I couldn't get a word in edgeways.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Fuck's sake.
But
anyways.
Anyway.
Have the zombies started rising yet?
Take a breath and continue.
My head hurts so much right now.
Oh, poor bear. I'll give you cuddles, but apparently you're trying to sell pictures to my bed to prevent me being raptured.
I'm a little bit disappointed with the rapture, actually, because I've only got 2 hours left, and no one's getting raptured. I am so disappointed.
This is exactly why I voted against it, because I knew this would happen if we brought in Nephilim fucking free.
Anyway.
Oh. Anyways,
should we not let this... Yes, moving on. We've got 40 minutes left.
That was a kill.
What if this whole thing is true, that it happens at 6 everywhere around the globe according to his local time, and it turns out that the rapture doesn't happen for another few hours? Because you won't have blog TV on then. And
this is one thing that annoyed me a little bit. The guys from SkepticTV, you were kind of cornering him on the rapture, but Nephi was quite clear that he didn't believe in this version of the rapture.
Well, he was a post-tribulation, he said, so technically yes, but not this particular rapture that it's going to be predicted. So,
this date.
But he's just like Pat Robertson, one of those who say that the earth is going to be in turmoil, and then the Christians will be raptured, instead of the Christians being raptured before all the shit goes down, basically. So he's a post-tribulation person.
Yeah, we really shouldn't have brought him on the call. There was no reason to, and it was going to evolve where it did, and it was predictable.
It could have been worse. It could have been fixed shades.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
You guys kick off at him, that's the thing.
It was, me, it was the fact that he was...
Well, let's move on instead of just keep talking about him.
So I'd like to, from everyone here, thank Reese for joining us for the and we'll be saying goodbye to Reese now.
Yeah, Reese, thank you for joining us. And
it's Rise, damn it! Rise, not Reese. I'm not Welsh.
God, stop yelling shit.
I can't help
Rice.
it. I have Welsh ancestry. It's in
Hey, thank you very much for having me. Goodbye, people. It was a lot of fun, and it was very interesting. Thank you.
All right, thank you. See you later.
Bye.
I'm out of beer.
Oh no, the world really is.
No.
The world is ending. Show over,
Blue
guys.
Juggernaut's beer has been
I've
raptured.
beer in my fridge if you drop by.
That's the point. Do they have beer in heaven?
No, they don't.
No, they have it in hell, though.
If you go to the true heaven, the Pastafarian, yes, because there's a big volcano.
There's actually no sex in heaven either.
Oh, fuck that.
In the Pastafarian heaven, there better be, because there's a stripper factory.
Yeah, okay.
Factory in heaven?
May his noodly appendage touch upon us.
Yes.
I reckon we should have
with his noodly appendage. His rapture is going to be so much cooler. We're going to have pirate ships sailing the sky and taking us all off up to the Pastafarian heaven, and it's going to be great. Everyone that's been a decent person will get taken. He'll even accept people that are gluten intolerant. He has special, or she, it's a bunch of noodles, has a special type of pasta ready for those that are gluten intolerant.
I think we should invent a new god. Pastafarian's getting a bit boring.
It is.
We need a new god.
I think we should all start praising Raptor Jesus legitimately.
Raptor Jesus.
That would just be so awesome.
Brilliant.
He went extinct for your sins.
When did that come about, anyway?
Raptor Jesus? I don't know. How did that?
We all know how Pastafarianism came out. That was the whole Dover school trial, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kansas.
No, it was before that.
No, it was the Kansas one.
Dover was in Pennsylvania, so it wasn't the Dover one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Raptor Jesus. Where did that come from, actually? Isn't that like a website that monitors memes?
The Pastafarian thing started when they were trying to get intelligent design taught in this in a school district. I forget where it was, and it wasn't the Dover one, but it was basically if one of the parents came up and said, well, if you guys are going to teach intelligent design, we need to also teach this, the creation aspect according to the Pastafarians. And so he just made that up just to kind of mess with them. So they basically shot down the intelligent design thing because of that guy. So thank God for him.
Thank God.
Yeehaw.
Praise Jesus.
Praise Jeebus.
Oh, we have DPR Jones on the line. Hello,
checking.
DPR. How are you?
Who do we have online?
Is the man in?
Oi.
I don't think he's answered.
Hello,
the call.
everyone.
Oh,
Hey, Mr. Poincones.
Hey.
Pine cones.
Hey. Is that
Oh,
DPR
hello.
Jones?
I don't know.
Sorry, I had you
he's-
muted and everything. Sorry about that. I'm with you now.
Oh, you haven't been raptured yet?
No, I haven't. But there's still a couple of hours to go, isn't there?
How's your boyfriend? Has he been raptured yet?
Down.
I don't think it's very likely that I'm going to be one of the selected few. Do you?
I think I might be.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. I mean, if Catholic priests get raptured, I mean, I don't think it proves that God does not frown upon molesting little children. So I think you'd be fine.
I'm gonna have some fun reading these Rapture articles tonight on Google News as they come.
DPR Jones, do you think Dawn Exodus 2 will be raptured?
Yeah. Who on YouTube do you think will be raptured?
Thunderfoot.
Venom Thing X, of course. Thunderfoot.
Well, it'd be nice if we had at least 6 months without Nephilim, Venom Fang X, and Together for Peace.
Oh, yeah.
The Amazing Atheist.
Ew.
I could just imagine. Try and
God,
imagine
those things
a
to be raptured.
laptop with incredible good Wi-Fi, being raptured together with Venom Fang X and the Amazing Atheist, and they're the only people in heaven, and we could all watch in.
Playing chess together.
That would just be dirty and wrong.
You are ridiculous, people.
Just had someone comment in chat. Does God's tractor beam have the power through TAA? I don't know. It depends whether or not he's got Scotty working it.
If God's tractor beam has a weight limit, I'm fucked.
Oh,
it'd be funny if it did have like a weight limit, and you just saw these fat people sort of like struggling to get off the ground. On tiptoes, like, bloody hell.
I actually made that joke to Prof
Tidying myself
MCH.
to my bed. It's has it been a good one then?
Could I ask a question of Angry Womble?
No.
Okay.
Depends what it is. I may answer you, or I may not.
Don't listen to ours. He's the least important member.
How many earthquakes are there on average?
How many what?
Earthquakes.
A year?
Well, no, per day, per week.
Oh, honest. Considering you've got things like the Mid-Atlantic Rift, Atlantic Ridge, and you've got the other rift system, there's lots of minor ones going on a daily basis.
I mean, it is a daily event, isn't it?
Oh yeah, daily.
Well, DPR, I'll give you. I know this number off the top of my head. There are roughly 900,000 earthquakes under magnitude 5.2 every year.
Yeah,
on average, about 900,000.
I have a twofer. I've got a Rapture update, and I've got a present for DPR Jones in that he can hear Angry Womble moan. Breaking news, Iceland's most active volcano started erupting Saturday with a white plume shooting 18,000 feet into the sky. The eruption followed by around 50 small earthquakes, the largest of which measured 3.7 on the Richter scale. There was a similar eruption about the same volcano in 2004. The Grimsvotn...
You broke up during the start of that. Could you repeat that? Because I'm not quite sure what I heard.
Iceland's most active volcano started erupting Saturday with a white plume shooting 18,000 feet into the sky.
Yesterday.
Oh no, Iceland, because there's people that live there.
So we have a major volcanic eruption. The Rapture is happening.
Could you tell us the name of this volcano?
The Grimsvotn.
The Grimsby volcano.
Oh, so it's not Katla. I was really because Katla's supposed to go up really, really big style. If the other one next to it, whatever it is.
I hope you guys have all made your peace with God.
On Iceland. There are several.
Apparently the rapture is true. So I hope you've all made your peace with God.
Is that what the Icelandic people think?
Womble, there were 50 small earthquakes in Iceland today.
But that's Iceland. Nobody cares about Iceland.
Yes, we do, because they basically make all our planes being...
Womble's gone to research this now.
There's like a farmer living in Iceland, and that's it.
She hasn't gone to research. She's got to touch herself off. She's already...
So Iceland is where it's all happening at the moment.
But nobody lives there.
There are the people. NATO has a full-scale evacuation plan sorted out, so that if it ever really, really kicks off in a really spectacular way, they can evacuate the entire population of Iceland.
Yeah. But in how long?
God's wiped
That's because there's 20 people there, of course. There's only 20 people in Iceland, so it only takes like 5 minutes to get everyone out. Not a problem.
Right. This requires me going to the BBC News website.
Iceland.
I'm already on it, Angry Womble, and I can't find anything about a volcano.
Yeah, it's breaking news. It's on MSNBC so far.
I'm gonna update.
That's not news cut site.
Type Rapture into Google News and see what comes up. See if End of the World, 21st of May, the Essential Rapture Survival Guide. It's
Rebel.
That would be scary if it started erupting at 6 p.m. their time. What time is it in Iceland right now?
I don't know, but I have found there is, if you go to BBC News and you do a search, there is news about it. It is happening. And no, why am I going away from my browser? Because I'm going to post it in here.
Oh my God! Someone just flew past the window.
Was it somebody you knew?
No.
Who cares?
Let's remember, Blue is drunk.
It was. No, don't worry, anyone. It was a dog.
Yeah. It's in the middle of April. The eruption happened. That's a bit what?
A flying dog.
I think the homemade catapult actually worked then.
Turns out God is saving the dogs only.
Well,
there was that film about dogs going to heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems all the humans are left to rot on this earth, and all the dogs get a fancy new bone up in heaven.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, guys. this news story broke 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago was 6:30 p.m. Iceland time.
Really?
Oh shit!
What?
Oh fuck. Okay, so apparently this story I'm reading here. I just saw here updated
one?
Yes, updated 2 hours and 2 minutes ago. So that means this story was first updated around 6:30ish
PM.
Iceland time, which is GMT. So
and give it time to be reported would be about half an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
This is Harold Camping's backup plan. If all goes to shit, then he just says, "Oh, what about Iceland though?" Then again, no one in America knows that Iceland exists, probably. So.
Are we sure it
We do. We have York.
No, they do know it exists. They just don't expect there to be volcanic
No, it's a shop in Britain.
It's too cold there.
Yeah. And everybody
we know
speaks
all
French
about
there.
Iceland. We have Bjork.
Sigur Rós.
Oh my God, Bjork! That's like someone masturbating with a cat when she sings.
I will say something about Iceland. One of the best bands ever has been produced by Iceland.
ABBA?
Sigur Rós.
Oh,
wait,
fuck
where's
off.
ABBA even from?
ABBA is from Sweden.
Being told off by the tech guy.
It's the Beatles.
The Beatles came from Iceland.
No, the best band ever.
Beatles get raptured from Iceland.
That's come as a shock.
I thought Iceland was a I thought Iceland was a myth, kind of like I thought Iceland was a myth like the Loch Ness Monster or North Dakota.
Once every year it rises from the oceans.
Or the female.
And people like Bjork
people alive and prevent them being raptured.
And release people like Bjork.
Well, the Danes knew that Bjork will eventually come, so we gave them their independence in the 1950s.
Maybe Bjork is Jesus.
Bjork is Jesus.
That's the second coming. It's Bjork.
No.
Oh dear. I always knew there's something fishy about Iceland.
Fishy.
That's just reminded me of a song.
It's not a joke.
Nothing to do with the Rapture show.
So maybe the Rapture would start at 6 p.m. GMT time. That would make the most sense.
Yeah, yes, because GMT.
And then continue from there until the end of the world. So now, oh shit! I really do have only about 2.5 hours before the Rapture.
Best get the beer in.
Yeah, it's time to go get booze.
That's a good point. I've actually found another can onto my bed.
A can?
You sleep with beer in your bed.
Beer in a can.
Get raptured.
A can of beer. Part of Carlsberg.
Just happened to found it.
Under my bed, yeah. I have a secret stock.
Okay.
In case of Rapture.
Actually, I got a Carlsberg in my fridge as well.
In case of Rapture, break glass, drink beer.
I should get a shirt of that.
But that doesn't make sense if you get the shirt with a break glass in case of Rapture.
Well, put some glass on it.
Well, that'll just end up people punching you if they see people flying around.
Yeah, but they're not likely to just like start punching me if they see people flying around. Well, actually, no.
If I see people moving into, if I see people ascending into heaven, I'm gonna start, just shooting them like they were clay pigeons. Music, pull.
Okay, now actually, what happens if you die while ascending? Let's say you're an old man, you die of a heart attack because you're afraid of heights. Will God be like, oh, I can't put this guy up and just drop your body from the height? Or will he just be like, oh, fuck, I just take this dead body with me? Or are you mortal while you're ascending?
Beer.
There's so many questions and so few answers.
So then, we've figured out that Iceland is the start of the Rapture.
Yeah, and Bjork is Christ.
Bjork is the reincarnation of Jesus. That's a turn up for the books, isn't it? Christ.
It all makes sense now because Lars von Trier made a movie with Bjork, and Lars von Trier, 10 years later, made Antichrist. And now the Rapture's happening.
Bloody hell.
Like,
but
it
yeah,
all comes together.
I reckon Harold Campman will say something along the lines of, "Oh, look what happened in Iceland. Look what happened with Bjork. Therefore, Jesus has come and he's returned." He will do something like that.
Jesus is actually going to come out of the volcano. That's what's going to happen. And he's going to, and the volcano is actually going to erupt, and it's going to send all of God's people up to heaven, similar to the lunar bukkake theory.
Similar to the way the animals were distributed by volcanoes after the flood.
Exactly. Except they'll be launched all the way to heaven, so they can be with Jeebus.
Launched by volcanoes. That sounds so cool. That's like something out of like a 60s bloody action cartoon, isn't it?
Well, or like in the fourth Indiana Jones movie where he
Don't even
survived
remind me.
nuclear
There's a fourth one.
Nope. And Indy survives a nuclear explosion hiding in a refrigerator. I shit you. I wish I was kidding.
In case of Rapture, hide in the fridge.
Can someone change the picture on Blog TV? I'm getting bored of the zombies ahead picture now.
You probably have to refresh. You're frozen, dude. He's been changing
it. Happens to me.
No, what's up now? Oh, just the Skeptic TV picture. That's boring. Come on, let's get a picture of that. Oh. No!
Let's get the picture of Bjork.
Get some boobs.
Oh, wait, can't you... Oh, Colin, can you quickly Photoshop Bjork with a halo? Yes, you can. Colin, you've made Moses on a rocket within 5 minutes. You can make Bjork with a halo. She has the second coming. Pay her some respect.
I have bad news. All the airports in Texas have been raptured.
Oh, god damn it. How am I going to get to Seattle now to get my poontang?
The airports, not the people, but the literal airports, the buildings and shit have been raptured.
And all the planes.
Someone put a picture of Bjork on Blog TV.
I guess I'll just have to drive to Seattle and get my poontang.
Tough, isn't it? It's a tough life.
Yeah.
Stay the hell away from Ruka, you.
Are just super jelly.
No, I'm not.
Hey, Ruka.
Are we all going to talk about Hey Ruka now?
Now let's talk about let's talk about Hey Ruka.
Okay. DPR Jones, what do you think of Hey Ruka?
No idea if it's a person, a thing, or what. Never heard of it.
It's just a thing.
It's both.
Well, yeah, and she's not underage, so...
She's a 24-year-old atheist on YouTube. She's sort of new on YouTube.
What's she called?
Hey Ruka.
No, never heard of her.
So he won't. Of course, he's not interested. She's not underage.
DPR.
That's what I just said a minute ago.
DPR, what do you think of me?
Oh, shut up, Blue. No one likes
you. Just want to be complimented on your bum.
Have you seen it?
So, Blue, hold on. Look out your window. Have the zombies started popping out of the ground yet? I mean, shit, we have volcano eruptions.
I'll give you a window update. Hold on. Let me just put my beer down.
The sky has turned black and the sun is gone.
Whoa. Everything's become 2. That's double vision. That's just my double vision kicking in.
Blue, have you checked your local liquor store to see whether they got raptured?
I can't see it from here. I can see the grapes.
There's been no new recent earthquakes.
There are a couple of...
The earthquakes have been raptured.
The earthquakes have been raptured. Earthquake heaven, yes. Yeah. Well, there's a couple of things moving around the graveyard, but that's usually old people.
Dead old people or dead, alive old people?
Sometimes you can never tell. Everything seems fine. It's still a bit windy, but then it's banger. I can't see the mountains anymore. Maybe they've been raptured. But again, it's quite dark. I can't see much. It's starting to get very dark, so...
It's happening!
I can't see Iceland from here, so I can't comment on that either. Oh, but there might be a live stream on Iceland somewhere on the internet.
Can we put a picture of Womble tied to her bed yet?
Is it what?
Find a live stream of Reykjavik, the
Can we put up a picture
of
of Womble tied to her bed yet?
No, it's never going to happen.
I do actually think there's similar pictures of that on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken.
Anyway,
streaming video of volcanic eruption.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That gets Womble extremely hot.
Volcanoes.
Magma gets her hot.
Lava blow bombs.
Mika.
What?
I thought someone said... Okay, never mind.
Arj, if you suggest another creationist to bring into this call, I will fucking kill you.
No, I wouldn't dare.
Language?
What? The show isn't censored.
Oh, Iceland live. We can watch Iceland live.
Link me.
Oh, jeez.
Nothing happens there, and nobody lives there. Why do you want to watch it?
Probably like an overview webcam of Reykjavik.
Where you can see the Mid-Atlantic Ridge at the surface, because there's a hot spot underneath it as well. It's really awesome.
Wait, isn't that where God split the earth like the seam of a baseball? And Noah's flood started there, right?
No.
Well, yeah, I think part of Iceland is on the moon.
Part of Iceland.
Oh, I can see Iceland looks normal. It looks quite nice, actually. It looks quite sunny.
With your own limbs. The soggy end.
There's a thing. There's like a map of Iceland that says choose camera in the middle. There's 2 cameras in the same place. And there's no other cameras. Oh, it looks quite pleasant. I might book a flight.
But I thought nothing happened there.
Nothing has happened there. It's just a bunch of people.
Lots of stuff happens there. The Atlantic Ocean gets wider every year there.
Seriously, you can't even see it's populated on that picture on Block TV. It just looked like a bunch of ice.
Hey.
Well, Iceland isn't even that icy, right? It's Greenland, which is nothing but ice, right?
Yeah, we Danes, when we colonized those 2 islands, we kind of messed up the names.
You guys are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
No offense intended.
We colonized Iceland during the winter, and we colonized Greenland during the summer.
Well, we should have stayed there for longer and then named it. Christ.
No, we Danes
difficult.
are really spontaneous. We went there, like, we have this Greenland, but then Iceland. And then we went to America, like, Vinland, we're winning.
Very inventive names, I must say.
Oh, yes.
And when you're drunk on the ocean,
chaps,
you come
do
forward.
you have any questions? Do you have any pressing concerns that are Rapture related that you need us to solve for you?
Someone check if Sarah Palin's still posting on Twitter.
Let's see if she's still alive. Hopefully not.
Let's see if I can get my Twitter working.
Twitter.
Yeah, 6 minutes ago, Wall Street Journal posted scientists saying Iceland's Grimsvotn volcano erupting.
Well, Bill Maher tells me that Glenn Beck is going to Israel. Haven't they suffered enough?
Deary me. Sorry. Right, I've typed in on Google News Iceland and Rapture, those words.
A lot of people. Oh God, I saw the most pitifully stupid NephilimFree video the other day about the Rapture. Pretty much, also, he was saying, he doesn't believe that the Rapture is happening on May 21st. But he thinks it's interesting that there's all these stories, right, about the Rapture and how people think it's nonsense. But on the same page on CNN.com's front page, they talk about that, and they also talk about Israel having to give up its or having to give up some of its land back to the 1967 border or whatever, and how he's like, this stuff is Bible prophecy. How can people be so ignorant as to say that this isn't really going to happen soon? fuck? Why? It's like the world has went along just fine for 2,000 years before Israel was given its own country back. You know, why do we really care so much?
Isn't the whole thing with Israel that they took the land from the Palestinians?
Yes, they did, to give them the land. Yes. Which is why, actually, I'm not even going to say that. I might piss people off, so I'm not going to say anything. Might piss people off in the some of our viewers. I don't know if anyone here is a Zionist or something.
Well, I would say it started out with some Jews basically bought the worthless land, basically all the desolate land around it, and eventually they immigrated over there, but mainly from Russia to begin with, or the USSR. Well, Israel is the land of the chosen, basically. So I would say if Rapture happened, that would probably be the first place it would happen, wouldn't it?
Back.
All those really devout Christians.
Rapture update, their sun is still out in Texas.
The sun has set where I am.
Texas.
So do reports of people that have gone missing because of Rapture yet?
No. I can no longer see out my window because it's so dark.
I'm here.
So there's no more window updates, I'm afraid.
I'm wondering whether I untie myself from my bed.
Well, the ceiling will stop you anyway, so, you know.
I got one of my windows open.
But guys, if you really like this end of the world stuff, you really should try and get the book called Have a Nice Doomsday. Julia of Suburbia got it on her birthday. I bought it some years ago. It's like 3 years old now. And it focuses on, like, why does, like, 60 million Americans believe that we live in the end times? And it's quite interesting with this history. Well, I think he's a sociologist, professor at some university now, called Nicholas Goit, who he travels around and interviews all these evangelists who believe in the end times, and also the guys behind the Left Behind series like Tim LaHaye and John Hagee. And it's kind of interesting and fascinating to see what really makes them tick and why they believe it, and all the other kinds, because the rapture thing, like you have the pre-tribulation people, you have the mid-tribulation people, you have the post-tribulation people, you have the pre-wrath rapture people, and they all fight between each other, like who's the correct one. Some say you can know, some say you can never know, some say no one knows, not even God himself. And it's fascinating, and it's a really interesting book, and it's written like a journal. It's like an essay, sort of, and it's really cheap as well. And it's called Have a Nice Doomsday by Nicholas Goit. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Is so it's a book going through the whole kind of end of world stuff.
Yeah, it's basically he goes all the way. Yeah, exactly that one. On the SkepticTV, he goes back to the I think 15th century, really far back in England, and with the Puritans and with the I think they're called the Sixth Monarchists, and all the different people who have been accused of being the Antichrist, especially popes across the times have been called the Antichrist, as late as Johannes Paul II has been called the Antichrist. I don't think the Benedict has been called the Antichrist yet. I think Obama got that role together with Bill Clinton. But I personally also met someone who actually says Bill Clinton was the Antichrist due to his name actually adds up to 666. Rather weird.
But yeah, to be fair, if there are people dead set on like doing some of these end of times, doom and gloom, world apocalypse things, they'll be able to pull any kind of nonsense out of the air to make anything up.
Well, it is like any conspiracy theory that they basically create an idea and then a new idea to support that idea until you got this like web of interwoven ideas that has this like illusion of being something stable, but no, it's just bollocks and shit basically. But it's a quite interesting book. That it's actually it's written just before the election of Obama. So he also talks about the presidential candidates. Like when John McCain, he tried to get the evangelical votes. He teamed up with John Hagee, as I recalled, and they have this group called Christians United for Israel, KUFI. And they are end time people who basically puts their ideology of we live in the end times into actual foreign policy, that they want a war to start in the Middle East because that will further on the rapture basically. As when this war at Armageddon starts, they believe that Russia and Iran will come together and go against Israel. Israel will use their nuclear weapons and wipe out the armies, and by doing that, people will ascend to heaven and meet Christ.
Quick Rapture update. A friend of mine just announced that her drunk mother-in-law called her from the bar to ask whether Randy Travis or George Strait died. I believe they're both still alive, so Rapture update from Texas.
What the fuck?
Yeah, does anyone know whether or not we've managed to lose Ray Comfort?
Oh, Ray Comfort.
Yeah,
he said exactly the same thing as Neff did. That there's like a thing in the Bible where it says nobody knows except God. He basically said the exact same thing as NephilimFree.
Mm.
So if he's taken up, he's wrong.
Oh my God, guys! There is a link to family radios, so we can listen to the excuses coming in live.
Oh, let's do it. When does it start? Or is it already?
I'm going to post a link. The countdown for theirs is also on wecan'tknow.com. So that will be... The rapture will happen in 3 hours, so we should tune in to that in 3 hours and see what happens.
It says in 3 hours it will happen there.
Yeah.
All right.
That's basically when We Can't Know has the ending of the countdown.
They're going to have like a countdown like for the new year. With the whole 10-9. Yeah. Oh, that'll be fun to listen to. I'm going to listen to that. Someone's got to record it. Surely. And
now there's just people talking about people remaining single and there's so much. It's basically a Bible study radio.
They might not even mention it. They might be so embarrassed they just like completely skip over it.
It might be, but I think it's kind of hard to ignore because.
Well, they're Christians. They do unbelievable things.
That's true. True.
Oh
my God! It looks like the Crypt Keeper. In my young days, Bible chose you.
So, guys, we've got another. Well, when do you reckon the next Rapture date's going to come along?
I have no idea.
There'll be another one along soon, a couple of years. There was the whole 2006 one where it was the 6th of the 6th of the 006.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I remember that one. That never. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that one's never happened because we're still here now. But
well, there are two others before 21st/12. I can't remember them, but there's so many, and I can't remember who pointed it out. But what a podcast I listened to, it was like if some Christian groups were like competing of who will have the end of the world first. Because they're like, all people have like 2012, but we'll be faster. We will have like 21st of May 2011. No, we will have October 2011, and so on.
Oh yeah, the 2012 one. That's the next one, isn't it?
Oh, that's the Mayan one, but even the still living Mayans say that that's not actually going to happen.
Yeah, it's bollocks, really, isn't it?
Well, the end of the world also happens in October 2011. Oh, it's like Noah's Ark. It's something that keeps popping up every now and then. Like, oh, Noah's Ark is being found, and now it's like, oh, the end of the world is coming.
And every single claim they've made has been shown to be complete and utter bullshit.
Yeah. And
Funny,
due to
really,
the fact they don't have any skeptical thinking, they don't realise that they should stop doing that, and they just keep it in their own.
But they don't have a fucking mind, do they? They don't think about these things. It's all Jeebus, fucking Jeebus with them, isn't it? They take any sort of hint, like they look at the Bible and say, what can we get out of this that suggests a rapture? Oh, hold on, let's get a bit of mathematics involved. And that's what they've done this time. Next they'll be saying, one of the disciples said something about something or other. And they'll get something from that.
Should the rest of us just give you to the room?
Eh?
We're going to need to wrap this up in a minute, guys. We've only got about 4 minutes left. You seem to be chatting away quite happily.
4 minutes left.
Yeah. So we've got to start wrapping up with doing our goodbyes in a bit.
You're the host, so you lead the way.
Okay then. I didn't realise. I thought we'd free form because I'd been able to start it properly.
I want to be the next week's host.
Okay, you can be the next week's host.
Yeah.
That's not what they're here listening for, though.
Oh.
Right.
Nobody will be here. We'll just be me on my own.
So far, we have no confirmed rapturings taking place. No one's called in with an eyewitness account.
Except for the whole Bjork thing.
Yeah, the whole Bjork thing.
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out. I'm posting a link in the title here. And Happy Cabby, or some people organising a charity blog TV thing for Happy Cabby. So there's a link at the top if you feel like going along and having a watch. Then feel free. And we've had Bear joining us eventually. We have Lef. We've had Dutch Liam. Ooh. We've had Tech Guy Colin. We've had Blue. And Tilson. Yeah.
Hooray!
And we've also had Falchion 49, NephilimFree,